Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a brand that you may or may not have been hearing about recently, but it is the brand Thrive Causemetics. So I was introduced to this brand by a couple people here on YouTube that I watch regularly, and I started checking them out and finally placed an order and then another order, and I've been trying out several of their products, and I just think that this brand and the products are worth talking about in a video. So if you're curious as to why I'm so intrigued and into this brand and these products, then just keep on watching. Thrive Causemetics is beauty with a purpose. That is kind of their tagline. And the amazing thing is that for every product that you purchase, they donate a product to a woman in need. But on top of that, they also give to a lot of other charitable organizations with some of the proceeds of the sales. So what I love about that is when I'm buying makeup for myself to enjoy, it's also helping somebody else. So I have almost a full face of makeup here to show you today. So I'm going to walk you through each step and each product along the way as we go. I'll share with you my thoughts about the packaging, the formulation, what things I love, and a few that not too hip about, and then just wrap up this video with my overall final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get started putting on this makeup. Starting off with our skin, the first product I'm going to share with you is the Buildable Blur CC Cream. I have it in the shade Light. The packaging is really nice, kind of becoming a standard with CC cream. It's that nice squeezy tube with a pump. I love that. Now this has broad spectrum 35, and on the box it just says it's a multitasking color correcting cream that blurs and diffuses skin imperfections with buildable sheer to full coverage. We'll talk about that in a second. And then it says it's powered by Blur Effect technology, color adjusting micropigments, vitamin C, and that this skin loving formula helps conceal fine lines, pores, and dark spots. So it says on the box, apply 1 pump for sheer coverage, and it says to blend it on first with your fingers and then a sponge, and then it says 2 pumps for full coverage. So we're going to start with 2 pumps, and I'm going to do as they suggested, and I'm going to first apply this directly to my skin and then use my Morphe beauty sponge. Now, I did start off with a primer, and I'm sure you're thinking, it's a CC cream, you're not supposed to have to use a primer. And that is probably my first thing with this that is a con for me personally. I'm using the Tatcha Silk Canvas, so I've already applied a little bit of this to my face, and this for me is the best. This gives me the best finish on my skin with this CC cream. So I have really sensitive skin, and for some reason this CC cream, my skin doesn't love it. So unless I have a primer on underneath, my skin feels somewhat irritated all day. This has like that kind of typical sunscreen smell, and I don't know if that is part of what my skin doesn't like more traditional sunscreen or what, but I applied this yesterday over the Tatcha primer, and I really liked the finish that it gave. Okay, so there's one layer, and you know, generally applying something with a sponge, you are going to get lighter coverage, but I've tried it with a brush and I don't really feel like I get that much more coverage. It does layer well, so I'm going to go back. This is what remains from the 2 pumps that I used, and I'm just going to add a little bit in a couple areas where I have a little extra redness. All right, so there it is blended in. I didn't do 2 full complete layers, but I don't feel like this is full coverage. I would say it's a good medium coverage, but you can still see like my dark spots peeking through and a little bit of redness around my nose. I personally don't find this particularly blurring. I can still see my pores and fine lines up here. So it's slightly diffused, but if you're looking for like totally perfect skin when you get done applying this, this is probably going to disappoint you. For me personally, this is, out of all the products I bought, this is my least favorite, just because, again, my skin, there's something about it that my skin just doesn't love. And with a CC cream, usually I like to use that without a primer and without having to moisturize. I do have to moisturize with this and apply a primer. So for me, it's not one that I'm gonna repurchase, but I know a lot of people love this product, so you may give it a try and love it. But for me personally, this is one that I might pass on next time. Next product I'm going to apply is my lips. I have a whole separate, I have a lipstick and a lip liner I'm going to use at the end, but for now I just wanted to show you this gloss. This is the only shade they have in the Lip Mate High Shine Reviving Topper, and this is the shade Glinda. It looks like it's going to be really sparkly and pigmented, but it's kind of like, well, you'll see. Kind of like just a sheer gloss with a hint of some gold and reflection. It feels nice on the lips. It has just a real soft, subtle scent. Now, when I saw this on the website, I was expecting a little more color. It says it's a rose gold shimmer. And I wore this in my Revlon eyeshadow palette review over the top of lip liner. I filled in my lips with that, and it was really pretty. So I think this is a great topper, and that's what it's supposed to be. It also says it has time-released hyaluronic microspheres that plump and hydrate the lips for 24 hours. I do feel like it is very hydrating. It's not super sticky, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna just slip right off the lips. So it's a nice gloss, but just know you're not gonna get much color or too much sparkle from it. But again, it is powered by really great ingredients. It says it has grapeseed oil, vitamin B5, and then proprietary peptides to restore lip fullness and help restore the good texture on your lips. So, you know, all those things are great things, right? So as you can see, I have fast forwarded through the rest of my makeup application for my eyes because I have not yet tried any of the eyeshadows or eyeliners from this brand. I did purchase their mascara, so I'll apply that at the end. But if you're curious what this beautiful shimmery shade is on my lids, it's the new Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigment by Touch in Soul, and it's the shade Persian Rose. I just love it. So anyway, now it's time for some powder and to finish up the rest of the face. I have the Filtered Effects Blur Effect Technology Translucent Powder. And what this says is, it says powder on perfection with this weightless, botanically based HD formula. Instantly hydrates, smooths, and softens for an exceptionally matte but never flat, flawless finish. So it has, let's see, it says vitamin C, green tea, and it also has cucumber, chamomile, and coconut to soothe and hydrate. So this definitely, when you smell it, you can definitely smell the cucumber scent. So it kind of has a little bit of an herbally, it's not my favorite scent, but a little bit of more of an herbally scent than like a real refreshing scent. But nonetheless, it does come with this really nice cap here. So you take off the lid and you just lift this up, and then there is a mesh screen. So I like that because it keeps it from becoming a mess. I'm just gonna dust my brush in here. This is just one from Aesthetica. It's the P12. And I do feel like this does help blur the pores further. And I don't feel like it's exceptionally hydrating necessarily. I don't have dry skin, so I'm not sure if somebody with dry skin would maybe be able to detect more hydration or not. It definitely is mattifying, and it does, for me, it's a necessary step for over the CC cream, but I always powder over everything, and I found this to work well with other foundations as well. So if you're not a big fan of the CC cream like I'm not, this is a good powder. Now, one thing that I was surprised by, even though it does say it's hydrating, I don't like this under my eyes because I feel like it emphasizes lines and textures more there. So that's just something to note. But otherwise, it's a good powder. I don't know that it'll be one that I think I like the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder better. But this is a really nice one, and again, filled with really good ingredients. Now moving into some of my favorite products from this line, we're going to go in first with bronzer. And first of all, the packaging on the bronzer and the blushes is the same. It's super weighty, compact. It has a very strong magnetic closure, and on the inside there is a mirror. Now this comes in 2 shades. This is the shade Rhea, and it looks like it's going to be a little warm or a little too warm for contouring, but I have found this to be a really beautiful contour and bronzer. So I'm going to start with contouring a little bit. I'm going to use the Sedona Lace FB05, and these are super pigmented. The formula is super soft. And I do feel like, even though it is pigmented, you want to be careful, I do feel like they blend out very well on the skin. So as you can see, that just gave me a really nice kind of healthy glow to my skin. And on the box it just says, reveal a warm, healthy glow with Sun Chaser Blur and Sculpt Bronzing Powder. It's finely milled, weightless HD micropigments powered by Blur Effect technology to provide buildable, blendable, and seamless coverage. It's infused with hydrating ingredients like vitamin B5 and smoothing sodium hyaluronate, however you say that, to lift and sculpt your way to complexion perfection. So it is a matte bronzer, but it's not a flat bronzer. So if that makes sense, it's not going to highlight any imperfections in your skin. I do think it does blur really well, and I do think that this is a great product. Now it's time for blush, and I have both shades of their blush that they have. So first I'll show you, this is their deepest shade. It's called Angelina, and you can see it has kind of this mottled look here. So it's got a couple of different colors. The main shade is kind of a I would say like a terracotta rose color, and then there's like some cream shades in there, some lighter, almost lavender, and when you blend it together, it's just this beautiful, really soft with a hint of a glow blush. It's not shimmery on the skin, but it definitely gives your skin a little bit of glow. Now this is super pigmented, so on my fairer winter skin, I have to be real careful about this when I apply it. And then the other shade I have is Rosy, and again it has that mottled kind of texture here. So you can see there's pink and a little bit of some gold and champagne color in there. And this one, it seems like it's not going to do much on the cheeks. You can see it's just super light, but I will show you the magic of this blush. So I'm going to use, this is the Sigma Spotlight Duster, the F37. And I'm just going to swirl this in here and dust this on my cheeks. And I used to be a completely matte blush kind of girl, but this has changed my mind about glowy blushes. and you can just see when the light catches it, it picks up a really beautiful glow, and just there's quite a lot of color you can get from this. So I've been surprised by it because I thought it was going to be way too pale, but as the light catches it, as you turn your head, I just think this gives the cheeks a really nice, healthy glow. Now, just to show you a little bit of this other blush, though, I'm just going to, lightly tap in here, and I'm just going to add a little bit here on the back part of the cheekbone. And you can see this one doesn't seem to be quite as glowy. It could be because I'm having to use such a little amount, but this one definitely has more color to it. So if you're looking for a little more color in your blush, this would definitely be. And again, this is Angelina, and the pink one is Rosy. And then I'm just gonna take my powder brush, and just kind of tap down, blend that blush because I got a little carried away. Now it's time to add a little bit of mascara, and I just purchased the full size. I had started off with a deluxe sample size of the mascara, but this is the Liquid Lash Extensions mascara, and I have never had this weighty of a mascara tube. This just feels like luxury in a tube. So again, they did a phenomenal job with their packaging. Definitely luxurious feel. It says Liquid Lash Extensions because it is one of those tubing mascaras. So if you've never used one of these, they're actually quite interesting. Once you get them on and they dry, I have found them to be the most smudge resistant mascara out there. And when you go to take them off, you use warm water and just rub your lashes between your fingers, and the tubes actually just come off your lashes. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but I have really enjoyed this mostly for my lower lashes. It's a decent mascara for my upper lashes, but if you know me, I like a little more volume. But I'm just gonna put this on for you today just so you can see it on both my upper and lower lashes. It says it's flake-free liquid fiber technology combining buildable fibers and Korean plant extracts for instantly longer, thicker lashes. Orchid stem cell complex stimulates and encourages lash growth. So I don't know, I can't really attest to the lash growth properties of it, but again, I love this especially on the lower lashes because I have such a problem with mascara smudging. So I'm going to curl my lashes here. And then we'll apply this. Now with tubing mascaras, I feel like it's really important not to let it dry between coats because then it can get a little difficult to build. So the brush on this is a synthetic brush. It's a plastic brush. It's cone shaped, but I actually don't find this to be, sometimes those types of brushes are prickly and kind of irritating to the eyes. I don't find that with this brush. It definitely allows you to get all the way to the roots of your lashes though, and you can wiggle and add volume there. So you can see that gave good volume at the roots of the lashes by really putting that brush right next to the lash line. And then I'll go back and go through the ends of the lashes. So you can see that really gave my lashes good length and they're a little more defined. So if you like that more kind of feathery lash with a little bit of volume, it's not the least volumizing mascara, but typically I like to go for a little more volume, but on its own, you can see it is a really good mascara as far as providing especially really good length. So now onto lips, the final products that I purchased, and I just wiped off the gloss, and my lips do feel nice and soft and hydrated. There's a little bit of some bits of sparkle left, but nothing that I would be annoyed by. I'm just gonna go around the edge like I usually do. Today I'm using the Avon eyeshadow primer. I also like using the MAC paint pot. And I just like to do this as a little added insurance. I actually find that the lip liner and lipstick from Thrive stay very well, but I've just kind of gotten into this habit. So first up, I'm gonna line my lips with their lip filler lip liner, and I have the shade Gislin, and it says it's a plum mauve, and this states that it has a built-in primer and semi-permanent micropigment technology to allow for an all-day fade-proof wear. Revitalizing lip quench technology treats, plumps, and smooths your lips. So I do think this is a really nice long-wearing lip liner. It is a self-sharpen lip liner, and then on the end it does have its own little sharpener. So I love it when they include this because it is really nice to be able to get a nice fine tip if you want it on the end of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips now. And this is a really pretty, I think plum mauve shade is a great description. So you can see it has more plum tones, cooler tones rather than the warmer tones. But still, I think very neutral leaning. So it has more color than your typical nude lip liner would have, but I think it's really beautiful. And then for lipstick, I purchased their headliner lipstick, and just for a moment, I just have to say this packaging is amazing. This is a very weighty lipstick. Again, it has that wonderful magnetic closure that we all have grown to love and appreciate, and it feels like a very luxurious product. This is called their headliner lipstick, and I have the shade Emmy, E-M-I-I, and it also says it's a plum mauve. So I wasn't sure which color of each to choose, but I thought I'll get one that has the same description, and they do work well together. This says it has revitalizing lip quench technology, and it's buildable sheer to full coverage with demi shine finish. So I thought that was interesting. Usually you hear demi matte, but it's demi shine finish. Built-in primer for featherproof wear, revitalizing lip quench technology treats, plumps, and smooths your lips. So I have worn this a couple times, and I have not found it to feather or anything. So it is a really good long-wearing lipstick. Now, possibly partly because I used that Avon eyeshadow primer around the edge, but you can see, I mean, this doesn't like just glide across your lips. You do need to add a little bit of some pressure, but it gives immediate color and pigmentation on your lips. Okay, so I fixed my hair, and so now I'll give you kind of the finished look here. And up close, I'm not sure if you can tell, but I still do see quite a bit of texture right here and the lines on my forehead. So it's a little more than I typically like to see and that I usually see from other products. So this is probably the biggest bummer out of everything that I tried, but everything else, I mean, the powder, you cannot tell that I have powdered my skin. It does not look powdery. It's truly invisible. I didn't use a setting spray or anything. And then the glow on the cheeks is just quite amazing. The lip color, the lip product on the lips, I can tell, I mean, you can feel the lipstick there, but it's not super heavy. It's not slippery or slimy or anything like that. And so it does stay around for a long time, and the pigmentation I think is pretty amazing. And then the mascara, I just love that I don't have to worry about this smudging or flaking and all that through the day. So overall, these products are really great quality products. They perform well. I do plan to try more products from this line over the course of the next several months. I'd love to try some of their eyeshadows and eyeliners. I will link all of the products that I used in this video down below, as well as a link to their website. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but just for you to be able to go and check out for yourself more about this company. You can see all the organizations that they donate to. And then if you sign up for their email newsletters, you'll receive reports about quarterly, I think, when they do huge donations to various groups. They go back in there and share pictures from those events and everything. So overall, again, it's just an amazing company. I just love the fact that I can buy makeup to enjoy for me, but I'm also able to help other women as well by making that purchase. So I hope that this video was helpful for you, maybe gave you some new information that you were not aware of about this company. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.